if you discovered, right, that your best friend was cheating on their partner, right, and you know the partner, would you, A, confront your best friend, B, tell their partner, or 3, stay out of it? Where do your loyalties lie? I'm interested.
You know, it's at least a conversation. At least. I think
the conversation with
the person. It depends on the context for me, because I think that, you know, sometimes you get to know your friends' partners through them being their partner, and then they're brought into your life that way. However, if it was like 2 of my friends that started dating, it would be completely different. But exploring the idea that it's going to be my partner and I only know their partner, and my friend and their partner, right, who I only know through knowing them as their boyfriend or their girlfriend, or their significant other, like that, I'd stay out of it. I
you
would.
did a complete 180.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I would. No, I'd stay out of it. If I only know your partner through you, then I'm going to give you the space that you need to tell your truth. I'm not going to come with the moral police, and I'm not going to turn on my sirens and do all of that, because Lord knows we're all trash. But I think, yeah, I don't think I'd be I don't think I'd be like, oh, hey, you need to do this. I give them the support they need, because at the end of the day, like, I don't think it's a healthy decision to be cheating on someone that you love. So really, sometimes these things for me seem like a cry for help. So I'd probably think about what it is that you need right now.
That's very magnanimous of you, girl. There's a lot of grace there, a lot of grace. I'm gonna talk to my friends, like my friend, my best friend. I'm going to talk to them.
And I agree, it's so important not to come from the moral perspective, Luanda, 100%. Because I just be like, you know, everyone's going to get hurt in this. Like, no one is going to come out of this unhurt. Not you, not them, not the person you're cheating with, whether they find out or not. Like, and I'd be like, do you want to be with them or do you not? Because if you're cheating, you're either saying that there's a glaring issue that you need to work on, or you don't want to be with them, and you need to sit down with yourself and have that conversation, because what you're doing right now, it's not good. And I'm like, and it's not fair, because you know I know them. Like, so that's not fair on me either. So that's what I would say to them.
I'm with both of you guys. Like, I would say something to my best. If that's my best friend, I would expect, if I was doing something like that she would come and speak to me. So I would literally speak to her. Obviously not take a moral high ground. It's not like, oh, you fucked up. But I'd want to understand, like, what is happening? Like, what has caused this? How are you feeling? And most importantly, if I found out, someone else can find out too. So I would, you know, I would think the best thing for them to do would be to come clean, just to even if it's just to save face, because the last thing you'd want is for that to kind of blow up and have someone else find out now and then go and tell their partner. And also, if it's my best friend, all my close female friends, I know their partners, you know, like, my guy knows their partner, even though it's not like, yeah, we know them through them, but you know, you form this kind of like group, kind of, you know,
a friendship,
like a little a couples community. So I would feel so bad, but I would speak to my friend. Like, there's no way I wouldn't stay out of it, because that's not my character. But it's true, and vice versa. If I found out that my friend's guy was cheating on her, I'm telling too. So I would have to go speak to my friend.
I'm like on the fence about it, because I used to be I would, you know, come and speak to you and whatever. But I have learned the hard way to stay out of people's business. So now I just stay out of it. Because there have been times, and I won't call them my friends now, I'll just say associates, and we have been out. You have your man that you love dearly, and you've introduced me to him, and now we've become friends. And now I see you just behaving like you shouldn't behave. And so I used to have a one and done rule. So the one and done rule was, I used to say it to you one time, relax, you have a man. And if you, after me saying relax, you have a man, you didn't want to take that advice, then I'd let you run free and do as you be. But if you understood when I said it in that moment, you're like, yeah, I need to check myself, I'm taking myself from the situation, that was fine. But then the people that I said to used to get annoyed, and I thought to myself, how comes every time I have to tell you that you have a man? If you can't remember, why should I keep remembering? So then it kind of put a wedge between us, and I thought, I've got to stay out of these people's business. And when I was younger as well, I was friends with a couple, and this person, he kept cheating on her. It was again and again and again. And so every time, because I I would never be there when the cheating was happening, but I'm having people like, I'm talking, I went out to lunch and my friend brought a random girl and the random girl said, oh my gosh, I got this man and he's so great and he does X, Y, and Z for me and blah, blah, blah. You know what girls are like when they want to talk about their man, showing off pictures, and I'm in the picture thinking,
It's not your man,
I
girl.
know that fool. I know that fool.
it's crazy. And so then you go back to your friend and be like, he's cheating on you, but he's now mad at me because I've had to blow up his spot. She's taking him back, and now they're both mad at me because they think I'm in their business. But I'm thinking, well, I'm doing the right thing here, or whatever. Or you go to the guy and you say, listen, I'm giving you the opportunity. Please go and speak to her before I speak to her, because if I speak to her, it's just not going to end well. And I have just found it just never ends well when I get involved. So now I decided to stay out of people's business
All the way.
Well, ladies, I've got a confession to make, right? So a few years back, I don't know if I would call this person a friend anymore. They're not quite an associate, but I don't know what I'd call them. We had gone on holiday and she is married and she cheated on her husband multiple times during this holiday.
Please.
And do you know what it is? And it was quite a few years ago. So we're going back like 6-7 years, so it's still a slightly different Linda. And I was like, whoa. So as we got off the plane, like back in the UK and London, her husband called and she asked me to answer the phone, and I was like, hi, yeah, we had a good holiday. Because I was like, what if I slip up and say something accidentally? Like, you know, the guilt was killing me. Like, it wasn't my business, but it was killing me. But that Linda didn't say anything, you know, and every time I've seen her husband since, it's just like, when I see all this lovey-dovey post and this is my world, I'm thinking that wasn't your only world when we were in that country, but okay. You know,
I was going to say, it does make a big difference to me if they're just in a relationship versus if they're married. And also, I think that if I was having to be around this couple all the time, I just have to say to my friend, like, I'm not comfortable doing this, because then it feels like I'm lying as well.
Yeah.
So then it's like I need to just remove myself from you and from this situation until you figure that out. But I don't know. I think it's difficult. It's difficult because you don't want to lose your friend, but you also want to let your friend know that, like, whilst this is happening, like, this can't be us, you know?
Yeah, you have to be willing to lose your friend over it. I know that sounds crazy, but if you want the truth to stand like that, or if you even have to tell your best friend, you know, what you're doing is a bit crazy, you have to be willing to know that they are going to be upset and they may not receive what you're saying, and this may create some distance. You have to, like, know that when you're about to speak to them.
Yeah, because for me, I think it's all about being as I've gotten older, I want to be in friendships that are accountable, and, like, to be held to account is a very important value in my life now. And the same way, I want to have friends that I hold accountable. And I had a friendship, literally, it was earlier this year, I think, that just fell apart because they weren't ready for that. And you have to be willing to realize some people aren't ready for that level of friendship, for you to say, actually, I'm not happy with the way you did something, and I'm not really happy with the way you came at me about something, and can we work on that? Some people aren't ready to own their stuff because no one's honest with themselves. Let's be honest. Like, it's very difficult to be 100% completely honest with yourself, because it's a very painful thing. And in terms of, like, someone cheating, like, I was just thinking about in terms of times it was like a one-time thing. And because then I'd have to be like, look, I'd be like, babe, what's going on? Like, what is going on? Like, I care about you. If it's happening over and over, then the conversation changed. I'm like, don't put me in that position. Don't have me around when you're doing your madness, because I have to sit across from your partner
and smile in their face.
Yeah, we're not doing game night, sis.
Exactly. I'm like, it's not fair on me. You need to sort your stuff out, or I need to, like, extricate myself
from the situation, because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to play dumb for. And then what about if that partner then comes to you and was just like heartbroken, like, Sophie, did you know? Like, we've been friends, did you know? And I'd be like, what?
I don't even know what I'd say.
No, but it's true. You're right, though. What you said, Sophie, about being accountable, because what I found with that particular friend, so obviously we went on that holidays, just us two, and, you know, she did what she did, and then 4 of us went on to a separate holiday, and she intentionally wanted to share a room with me so that she could, you know, do it. I swear to you, do it again, because I think she couldn't run that with the other two. And I think for me, it made me feel like kind of shit. Like, oh, you know, I'm the kind of person where she thinks it's okay to do this stuff around. Like that, those are my morals. Do you know what I mean? So I had to just eventually just, you know, give that friendship a kind of wide berth. Because it makes you look away. No, but it's true. Because I was like,
wide berth. What?
we have to do a wide berth in it, because I feel like, what? I'm the idiot that will tolerate it, but these two won't. But that's why she wants to be in the same room as me. Like,
yeah.
Conscience, you know?
It really makes you check yourself, to be honest. I do feel that way.
Is there ever an instance in which you would tell the partner? Like, is there ever a scenario where you're like, okay, I have to go against my best friend and I've got to go tell her partner?
It would be if I already had a friendship with that person before they entered into relationship. Like, that person is not just my best friend's partner. There's someone that I already knew, I already loved, already was loyal to on a friendship level, and then you came into a relationship, because then that's my friend as well. So then you're just putting me, I'd say to them, you like, time span, because you're putting me in a really uncomfortable like position. But next time I see them face to face, because I'd never do it like on WhatsApp or anything like that, like next time I see them face to face, that's what's going to happen, because I would want my friends to do that for me. And I would, to be honest, like Sophie, like what you said, if someone came to you and they were like, did you know? Everyone that knew is getting sliced. I don't know how, like, you know, when the whole Cardi B situation was happening with Offset and all the Migos, like, obviously your boys know what's going on. I don't see how Cardi B could be friends with those men and like see them as a friend for her, because for me, I would feel so disrespected that they all knew this was happening. They all knew how much it would hurt me, and they condoned it, or they swept it under the rug, or they just turned a blind eye. Like, I can't.
Yeah, but at the same time, Offset's the one who owed her the most loyalty, so he.
Yeah, true, but I wouldn't. But that's what I mean. But then you and all your little friends, goodbye, all of them. You and your amigos.
I'm always gonna stay loyal to my best friend. Like, I'm
always gonna go and speak to them. I'm always gonna say, I always have to say something to them, even if the other person's my friend. Because I'm like, if I'm talking about you're my best friend, that means we've been riding together for years. And like, I've been in some entanglements.
Woo!
Hey, like, stop it, Jada.
I don't think anyone can say that they haven't hurt someone or been hurt by someone. If you can, you're a better person than me. I've done some things that.
Sophie, do share.
I'm not gonna share. Trust me. I've been in something.
I just thought of an entanglement that I was in.
But the thing is, I've done things that I've regretted in the past, and it's taken me a while to forgive myself of it and be like, I shouldn't have been in that situation, and I hurt people. And now going forward, that's why I have grace enough to speak to my friend. But like, if you're my bona fide, then you're not someone who's gonna be cheating on your boyfriend time. Because you ain't got no integrity. I can't roll with integrity. I can't do it.
What is this?
What were you going to say about your situation?
So check this, right? This is going back to like 16-year-old Linda, right? Yeah. So I'm going to try and say this in the most vague way ever, in case these people end up watching this. So I used to work at a call center, yeah, and there was this guy there, and he had a girlfriend. Fine, you know, I was friends with both of them. Cool. My friend who didn't work with us, I don't know how she knew him. She ends up telling me about this guy that she liked. She said she's really into him. I'm like, cool, what's his name? She says, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like that's the same name as this guy that works at my call center. Turns out it's the same guy. I'm like, Lord, babes, you know he actually has a girlfriend. Somehow now I end up in the midst of these guys' drama, because my friend obviously confronts him. He's now like, why am I telling his business? But these times we're not like close friends. I say hi and bye to him and his girl, but his girl ends up being one of my like friends in a mad way. What makes the story the worst? Yeah, can you imagine? I think 5 years later, everyone that they're all over and whatnot. Me and the guy get involved.
Linda.
I mean,
Please.
Are you still friends with a girl?
So here's the thing. So the two girls, one of them is my church friend, and one of them, let's call her my work friend. The work friend, her and I stayed cool, but I did notice that when she'd seen me out and about, she wasn't as friendly anymore. So I presumed it was to do with that. The church friend ends up telling me that the guy is still contacting her. I get mad at the guy. He's like, no, she's lying. Turns out she was lying. I was just like, you know what? There are
Does it turn out that she was lying though? Does it turn out from like in terms of like
Look at Luanda.
in terms of
not believing it.
in terms of consistent character traits?
No, but here's
In
the thing,
terms
she
of
said
consistent character traits, Linda, was she lying?
she was. No, she was. So she had said something happened in April, and it hadn't. It just hadn't happened.
So maybe it happened in May. I just don't feel
Yeah, but in
like.
May I didn't know him.
So basically, she said something happened in a day, but I didn't know him yet. But she lied and said so. So basically, she was lying. But either way, for me, it was like I already saw a mess there. I don't know how I got.
You just sometimes you just want to have a bit of fun.
Sometimes people get in these messy. I've been in some messy situations, and when I get older, I'm like, let me just chalk that down to youth because.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you were 16, Linda. So I don't know how all of those hormones, all of that immaturity. We're not fully formed humans yet. You know what I mean. We've all been there.
when are you a fully formed human? When you shouldn't be getting into entanglements, because what is the cutoff age? Because I
don't think it's for me. It's not a cutoff age. It is a cutoff like mental growth because I think and I think that's always continuous to be honest. Because at 16, I thought I was done. I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew who I was, and then I get to 18, and I was like, oh rah, and I get to 21, and I'm like. Never mind. Everything previous is cancelled. Well, not cancelled because it all matters. It all marinates in the end. But I just think that when we look back on our previous selves, it's like snakes shedding skin. You wear the skin. It is who you are at the time, but then you become a new person because you're growing all the time from these situations. So I wouldn't say cut off age because we know that we've met some 17-year-old mentally men who their physical age is 37. So it's not a cut off age. It is like it's more a spiritual thing for me.
And to be honest, I'm still growing. Even yesterday, I realized something about myself, boy.
Like what? What was it?
Ever evolving.
It's just the levels of patience that I may need to exude, and also how I relay with people when people tell me certain things, and my need to counter with a story to make people feel comfortable. But that isn't my role. I shouldn't have to, but I feel like it's me being nice. So basically, I just need to stop being nice.
I don't think that's what I was taking from that sentence. But